Alright, I'm kind of doing like a miniature overhaul on this guy. Empty, in case you can't see. Got ghost edge connector, Overwatch precision trigger, tack trigger. They do say on their website not to mix and match connectors, so don't do what I'm doing because it's probably not okay. But I'm gonna try it out anyway because you know what, I don't care. Also putting in this mag release as well from Ghost just to see, and also the OEM safety plunger that's been MP3'd. I'm gonna be throwing in a reduced power spring in there as well, see how that does it. I'm gonna test the pull on this one first because I don't have as much fun shooting this at all. I do want it to be a little bit more fun. I want to see if I can shoot it at distance. I'm able to hit stuff at 25-30 yards easy with it, but it's not fun. It's just not. Sometimes it's like just a little, even good grip still gets a little bit of a jerk that just seems to happen. So I always have like to really think about it. Still get like a little bit of a pop at the end when that trigger breaks. So I just cleaned it. It's still a little oily. Yeah, so let's do that trigger break real quick to see where we're at. Of course I missed. It's not on there perfect. It does some weird stuff. Okay. Let's see. Fucking oily boy. It says 5 pounds, so it's not too bad. I'm just not a fan of the way this one goes. Kind of get it like right on the end, like this. Well, shy of 5, so it looks good. But if we go straight back, shows about 6.5. So to really get the most out of it, you want to like pull this down, which is kind of awkward with the grip on here. So if you do that, it has to be a little bit higher up. So I could probably just go down more to get more of a crisp on it, but whatever, don't care. I'm gonna throw this mag release in while I have this open. I don't recall if I put a different mag release on here or not. And funny enough, I don't think that is that much further out, but oh well. I actually don't think I like that one nearly as much as the other one. Well, I'll see you later. See if it's fun to get at or not. Okay, so I have a punch floating around here somewhere. All right, so I had to wander off. I'm back. I've returned. There we go. That's fun. Gotta remember how this one goes in here because I have not taken this out since I've changed. I've changed the extended mag release on it, so it could be another moment while I figure this out. There we go. Longer than I wanted, but I'm gonna double check to see how that sits in there so I know. All right, so I just pushed down on that while pulling on this, and that should line those up, so for future reference. Wow, this is in there pretty good. So we'll get that lock and block out in just a moment. Oh yeah. Put this back in here, might make it just a little bit easier. Bad boy might need a little bit of a cleaning. Okay. Old connector. Looks like it's a Glock minus connector. I probably could, if I have some problems with this, working with the Overwatch precision, I could potentially polish this up and see if I can get a little bit of better movement with it. You can kind of see it's sort of self-polishing a little bit. So maybe it is smoother than it was brand new, but we'll see how much better this one does. It's a pretty aggressive bend in there, so I'm kind of curious to see if it'll reset. I know I've had some where that bend is pretty aggressive like that, and it creates a lot of pressure on the trigger bar, which then prevents it from functioning as it's supposed to and actually resetting, which, you know, is a problem. The trigger won't reset. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some back pressure on this now, so that way I can apply a little bit of pressure on it so it's not as aggressive of a bend. Because I know in the past that has caused me some issues in other Glocks that I've had and prevented me from being able to reset trigger, which again, not fun, and was definitely not a fun day when I found out that's how that worked. Without testing it here before testing it at the range, so I drove all the way to the range. Was displeased with how it worked out. Had to go back home, kind of reset, do some research honestly first, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And that's got some beef and heft behind that guy. Okay. All right, so we'll see kind of what's up here. See if my thumbs are strong enough to force this guy through. Oh yeah, easy peasy. No. Let's see. Requires a little bit of dinking around with. There we go. I don't recall this being this much of a pain in the ass. Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool. So oh, that feels a million times nicer. Just a little jumpy on my end. Just a little bit of practice needed. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. So that's just the ghost connector. right at 4. A little over 4. Do it one more time on the end. A little over 4. So technically it's a little bit better right off the bat. Still a little over 5 when you pull right down the middle. All right. And again, that one feels a little bit smoother to me. Doesn't feel like I'm fighting it as much. All right. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and once again disassemble. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the MP3 parts. And I'm gonna throw I have a little ghost, well, I've lost a spring, which is hilarious because I told myself I wouldn't do that. But I did watch it fall, so I got it. Where did it go? I straight up launched this into the ceiling, which is quite hilarious. I'm not even mad, but goddamn, that's funny. Oh man, there's so many spots in here I can clean after all this. All right. If yours is half as dirty as mine is, I might have to use a pick. Goddamn. That is quite impressive. Okay. So this guy's been smoothed down quite a bit from heavy use. So I won't be too terribly surprised if this actually makes it a little on the heftier side, but we'll see. Let me get a little curious about. It's feeling nice. Wonder if I'll lose a few pounds just from the deep clean that I'm putting this through here. Okay. Let me wipe this down while I'm at it. Okay. Alright, I got a little clear armor plate. So when we go to make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to, I can confirm engagement on the striker with the new trigger. Last thing I would want is for this to not have enough connection on the trigger bar from the new trigger and have it slip off when I don't want it to. I had an issue with that once with an Apex trigger. All I did was I kind of bent it upwards a little bit, and that allowed enough engagement that I did not have any sort of safety issues anymore. I was essentially doubling it up, burst firing, and as much fun as that was, I would probably have gotten a DQ in USPSA, because that's what I was using that for. So be careful modifying your Glock triggers. These are finicky. There we go. Again, required a bit more attention than I had hoped. Okay. All right, so this part's pretty easy because these smaller, I think these are the same as the Gen 5s. I don't know for sure because I do not own one, but the way they interface and the trigger housing tends to be a little bit more just easy, let's just say. So I do that. All right, well, easy peasy so far. Let's see how this feels. Dropping this bad boy in. And I will reconfirm that it's actually engaging on the striker enough. I believe in the different Glock armor handbooks, they recommend about 50%, but again, that's something that I didn't take any classes, I haven't done any of that, so I am not at all special and I don't know anything, so just average dude, average enthusiast. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a try. Oh, that just zoomed right on through. Okay, cool. All right, so I think I got most of the hard stuff out the way. I will go back and essentially make sure that everything is oiled properly, but for now I'm going to go ahead and just give this a go as it is. Feels really good. All right, let's see if we can check engagement on this guy. I'm getting about, it's a little hard to tell, but there is a, you can kind of see the trigger bar in there. Appears to be about 50%. One good way to check, especially if they're brand new, you can kind of see this little, let me see if I can do that thing. This little bar right here, that line, right in the middle of that is where it's contacting the striker. So right about 50%, I would say. Maybe a little over. So yeah, the next move would be to essentially test the sucker. But so just a little bit of mush. So I'll give that a quick test here. A little under 4. Didn't really do much there. Besides maybe the trigger feel a little nicer, a little mushy. But that might be a little under 4. Next move is to test and make sure. Oh yeah, I'm not even fucking wiggling a little bit. Alright, so next move is going to test it. Be to test it and see kind of where we're at. But for now, I'm pretty stoked. Excited. I might give it a little test with the original trigger bar and see how that feels. See if it's crispier. I'll do another test off camera for now, but that's that.